In my last video, I mentioned how Jalen Brunson ruined my hot streak. However, my model went 2-0 in that game, and it went 2-0 in the later game. That was on Thursday, May 1st. And in the same videos, I predicted the games on Friday, May 2nd and Saturday, May 3rd. And my model was 2-0 in all of those games. So it's my model that's on a hot streak. It's an amazing 8-0 over the last 4 playoff games. Now, I never expect to go perfect forever. In fact, I'm sure the model's going to break down at some point. But for now, I'm going to continue to follow the model's predictions for the games here on Sunday, May 4th. What's up, everybody? This is Gary. In this video, I'm going to give you my playoff predictions from the model for Sunday, May 4th. This is our first round 2, game 1. Really exciting matchup here. The Cavaliers at home versus the Pacers at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And the model thinks the Cavaliers are going to win 120-108 for a 228 total. A negative 12-point spread for the Cavaliers. That means it really favors the Cavaliers heavily and a 90% chance to win the game. Now check out these advanced stats for the Cavaliers right here in the middle. The Cavaliers are the #1 offensive rated team at home for this season, including the playoffs. Now, I mentioned this about the Thunder as well. It's actually the Thunder, the Cavaliers, and the Celtics. All 3 of those teams are at 121.0 or 121.1. So right now, the Cavaliers are the #1 team at home in offensive rating. But check out the defensive rating right next to it. That is the 5th best defensive rating at home in the entire league. So the Cavaliers are a dominating team at home, both in the regular season and the playoffs so far. And the Pacers aren't as bad as the Heat, obviously. They got into the second round by beating the Bucks 4-1. However, the Pacers are negative 0.7 on the road. Their offensive rating is right at the average for the league, and their defensive rating being above 113.7 means it is below average. So in this game, I definitely see the Cavaliers winning this game. In fact, I see them winning by double digits pretty easily. On FanDuel this morning, I found the Cavaliers at -8. So my first best bet are the Cavaliers to cover this negative 8-point spread. It was at negative 7.5 earlier in the week, and I thought about taking it then, but I'm not afraid to take this negative 8 either, especially since my model has this at negative 12. Now look at the total down here, 229. That's a really high total for the playoff games. Both of these teams played a really high pace, so this should be the expected pace for both teams. This is reduced by 3%. As I mentioned in my very first video before the playoffs started, the playoff pace is about 3% slower than the regular season. So I have 228 for the total, 229 down here. So if anything, the model leans towards the under. However, if these two teams really go at it and go at a really fast pace, I could see both of them scoring a lot of points. But because of this defensive rating for the Cavs, I think that the Pacers might struggle against the Cavaliers' defense in Cleveland. In the later game on May 4th, we have the Rockets at home against the Warriors. This is round 1, game 7. This is the final round 1 series that's going to be decided tonight. Look at these offensive ratings. They match. The Warriors on the road and the Rockets at home. But again, this is a very elite defensive rating at home for the Rockets. I think this is 4th best, in fact, for the entire league. And the model has the Rockets winning 107-104, 211 total, a -3.1 favorite, and a 63% chance to win this game. On FanDuel this morning, we had the Rockets at -2.5, so we're really close to my actual spread here. So what this means is my model thinks the Rockets are 3.1 point favorites to beat the Warriors. We only have 2.5 points for the Rockets down here on FanDuel. So my model would pick the Rockets to cover a 2.5 point spread. We have 205 for the total. My model thinks it's 211. So going over the total is also the next model pick. So as I mentioned before, I'm not just going to blindly trust my model, but it's on an 8-0 hot streak. And for these particular games, I'm personally going to take the Cleveland Cavaliers to cover 8-point spread, and I'm going to take this game to go over the total. Those are my 2 best bets for this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck on your best bets. Let's go.